actually know. I have a friend, a really close friend of mine. He actually told me he hated X1 and 2, but loved Last Stand and Apocalypse. And I was like, bro,
what?
Well, I was like, I was like, bro, how could you possibly tell me that? And then his reasoning was because he was like, well, it's like he said he found X1 and like S2 like really really boring, and Apocalypse. He said Apocalypse was hype and it was eye candy and saw like cut a car in half. And I was like, but it was stupid. Everything that happened in the movie was stupid. Apocalypse's plan was stupid. Like,
yeah, it was
like,
definitely stupid.
Everything in that happened. The reason he picked this, it was just the movie was just stupid. It just happened to happen. And then Jennifer Lawrence's terrible fucking performance. That just rubs me so much in the wrong way.
No,
Her performance insults me.
Especially like in the third movie. In the third movie, it was clear that she did not want to be there. She only got blue like at the end, like the last like 15 minutes of the movie. She clearly didn't want to be there. It was all for a check. She had the same face throughout the whole movie. And
her lines were so stoic. It was just, I was like, oh my god, get her off the fucking screen.
Get her off the fucking screen.
Like, I love fucking Jennifer Lawrence. I'm gonna go get a niche Blu-ray collection, and Silver Linings Playbook's gonna be at the top of that bitch. But the fact remains, she did terrible.
Like in First Class, she wasn't, Jennifer Lawrence like from the Hunger Games movies. Like she was like just some like nobody. At least she did some TV stuff, but it's like you were a nobody yet. And it's like X-Men kind of got you up there,
Yeah.
And then you got your Oscar, and I swear, like once you got your Oscar, you thought you were big, mighty shit.
Yeah, so much so that you can play a whole role and not play the role. For like the whole movie. I don't get how she was allowed to do that.
Right.
But not even that. There was so many other things wrong with Apocalypse outside of that. That's not the only reason. That's not the only problem with the movie. I have a lot of problems with that fucking movie. But it's funny. X-Men kind of. I'm not gonna lie. Aside from Deadpool, I don't give a shit about what Fox does for X-Men. Honestly, I could take it or leave it at this point. I'm not like, I don't hate the stuff they put out, but I'm not really looking forward to it to say anymore. I'm long past the point. It's like, yeah, it's a new X-Men movie. I'm just like, oh god, well, they're still trugging, huh? Like they're still keeping it going. Like we're still it's like the little engine that could. And they make their movies. Some are better than others. Like Days of Future Past was praised, and I was like, yeah, like that was. I thought everybody was delusional. Literally half of that movie was good. The other half was terrible. Like everything in the future was entirely, utterly pointless and irrelevant to the plot. Everything, everything that happened in the future had no relevance. Like every single scene, it was literally just like, let's show the super cool ways you could kill mutants for like 2 hours. Fuck it. Like that's it. That's all they existed to die. So I have a lot of problems with Days of Future Past. Yeah, I have my reason. But no, wait. In regards to
X-Men.
Yeah, X-Men just chugs along for me, dude. I don't know how you value the X-Men movies as opposed to like the DC movies and the Marvel movies, but for me, the X-Men movies, they're kind of like, they exist, and I don't hate all of them.
No, some are better than others,
and I kind of just like check in on them every now and then to see if they're okay.
The X-Men movies are a straight up roller coaster. Like it's like 1 and 2 were good, 3 dropped the ball. First Class brought it back.
Right.
Like Days of Future Past, some were better. Like some moments were better than others. But it's like Apocalypse dropped the ball again.
Apocalypse dropped the ball. But here's the thing: I think Logan and the Wolverine were also some of the great ones.
Well, with the exception of Origins Wolverine. Let's not talk about
not Origins. The Wolverine is the one I like.
We went to Japan.
That was probably
one of the better ones.
That was one of the better. It was ridiculously. I love the thing with the train. It was so unrealistic. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I want to watch.
That was like some comic book type stuff. Like you would only see the like in the comic book, and to see it visually, it was like, oh.
So. They have some good ones, but it's just like... I mean, it's just
besides
like,
the whole CGI Silver Samurai, but then again, I don't really care about Silver Samurai. I don't really care about Silver Samurai as a villain,
Not as a villain, but as a offense to my eyes, I do care.
Because I would have rather preferred, like a dude with a sword, because that's what he's supposed to be, in the, adamantium armor. But, like, not some just mech, like a Transformers reject.
Well, and I guess that always goes, I say to the thing where my general rule of thumb is, it's an adaptation.
Right.
So it's like I typically try not to let that be my grade on something. Like for example, when people I know a lot of people don't like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Jr. or Lex Luthor, as everybody keeps calling Lex Luthor even. Like
Lex Luger.
Jesse Eisenberg's Luthor. A lot of people say they don't like it. And I was like, okay, why? And I was like, well, he was quirky and this and that. I was like, okay, but why is that bad? Well, because Lex Luthor is supposed to be. I'm like, well, hold on, well, stop right there. No. The answer to that is no. He's not supposed to be anything. If this is an adaptation and this is saying this is how he exists in this world, you can't use the other thing as like
my thing.
As long as the core, the character's core has to be intact. But what is his core? He hates Superman. Right. So, however that comes about in his head, and if he plots to destroy Superman and just destroy the Justice League, and he wants to be Earth's favorite son that badly, his personality, what did he? You know what I mean? Like
it's like the soul of Luthor is there.
It's there,
but it's just a different take on it because God forbid we got another real estate tycoon like we did in Returns. And with like Gene Hackman's performance,
right? So when people say his performance was bad because it wasn't like so and something, like how does that make it bad? You know what I'm saying? Like I never quite understood that. So when it comes to like adapting things, what does someone say? Like, okay, fine, that's an adaptation. Or like with fucking Spider-Man's organic webs in the range, fine, fuck it, it's an adaptation. Or however they changed Batman murdering people in Batman v Superman. I was like, okay, fuck it, it's an adaptation.
Michael Keaton did it too. People don't really like to talk about it.
People don't like to talk about it. But or the Penguin. I absolutely hate the Penguin in Batman Returns.
I was more like, Burton.
And I was just like, okay, all right, I guess this is what the Penguin is like in this movie. I can't say no. It is what it is. So I have to judge the movie. Right. I can't like if I say well this wasn't good because it used to be like this. I don't know. I just feel like you're not watching the movie at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people, I swear, they just watch a movie just to find out what's wrong with it. Because I don't know if you heard recently, but some people were complaining that like the Amazons in Justice League, they were like half naked, showing their abs and shit.
What?
As far as in Wonder Woman, they didn't. And I'm just like, you really have to be looking for that kind of thing to pay attention to that. Because for me, I was like, I just saw women fighting, and I was like, I never noticed like how ripped they were with their abs and shit. I was like, damn, that's strong. But then
wait, wasn't it also wintertime on Woman?
I
when they were on Amazon Lady, I remember them all wearing cloaks and robes and stuff or whatever.
Right, but either way, it's like you have to be looking for something wrong to notice that.
Who knows? Maybe they wanted to show off how badass ripped the chicks were. What's wrong with that?
I guess.
What's actually wrong with that? Like, like realistically speaking, like if you could have dudes be emphasizing their muscles, chicks should be able to emphasize their muscles.
Right.
If anybody, at that point, people just projecting. Like, well, these chicks don't have a problem with being all muscular and buff.
I swear, Steve Trevor was naked in that bathtub or jacuzzi or whatever. Guys are not going to complain about that. Why do women do that? And this was a female director doing it. So like you give men directors crap all the time for like objectifying the women, but when a woman objectifies the man, silence.
I mean, literally every time anybody in the DC show see Oliver that's a female, they objectify the hell out of him.
1 second.
Like anytime any female in that show sees Oliver, they will objectify the hell out of him.
Right, like when he's on that little step.
Not even that, bro. Oliver don't even have to be around. Iris talks about him. Caitlin, Felicity. Right. Oliver doesn't have to be near them. And they're all, I fucking the shit out of them. And I'm just like, what the hell? Where's the outcry? He's a person. He's not a piece of meat. You fucking vixens. You know what I mean? Like, but guys don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Guys don't do that. Honestly, when guys see other like like the superheroes, for example, when they see them like shirtless,
it's just like
we kind of get that like thing of like some are more self-conscious than others. We'd be like, mostly everyone kind of has that idea like I would like to be Superman or I would like to be Batman. Look at how he looks. God damn.
I would like to wake up with abs like Spider-Man did.
Yeah, it's just one of those things is just like,
no, that happened to me over, but that was actually over a long period of time. I just didn't realize.
But it's just one of those things. Like, why would you notice it and then you turn a blind eye for something else? It makes no sense to me. I don't even know if that's yours, to be honest. I just kind of
no. This is a Reese's.
That's the Reese's.
Yeah, this is a Reese's.
Is that the one? That's yours. Oh, okay. I actually gave him right then.
I saw the Reese's on top. People do that for movies. Turn blind-eyed. People would tell you they love something for the same reason they hate something else.
Right?
They would literally tell you that without realizing that they're saying that. Listen, these DC movies, they're so light, and I mean they're so dark, and there's no humor, and it's terrible, and it's just like there's no hope, and this blah blah blah. Justice League comes out, just way too many jokes, and it's like, well, no, this is not serious enough. I'm just like, it should be. I'm like, first you didn't like the DC movies because they weren't like Marvel movies. Now they're trying to make them more Marvel-esque, and now you don't like them. What the fuck?
Yeah, see, I don't get that. Like, for example, I enjoyed the new Thor, but I'm not gonna stand here and say, it was not a Thor movie. It just was a movie that just happened to have Thor in it.
Happened to have Thor in it.
It was just a movie that happened to have Thor in it, and it was like, it was an adventure movie with Thor and Hulk, but it was not a Thor movie. Because normally,
it really wasn't.
It was not. A Thor movie was like the first one and the second one. Those felt like a Thor movie. Now, I'm not the biggest Thor fan, but even Thor has like a certain feeling of like how his movie should feel.
The tone Thor gives off should have the tone Thor gives off.
Like Thor, his types of movies are like you could have like a play of that, like on in the theater. They're like kind of Shakespearean in a way. But
No, I get you because listen, realistically, if that movie was not about Thor and say. Not about Thor and Hulk, and say it was about like Cap and Black Panther, and it was like non-stop jokes, I might not have hated it, but I'd be like, yo, that was not a Captain America movie.
Right. Like, it could have, honestly, look, if Hulk wasn't in it, no one was going to go see that movie. It would have made like how much did the first Thor movie do? Like 500 million in total? And that was like its whole time. And that's because it was Thor. The second one didn't do any better, maybe like 100 million more. But it's because it's Thor. I don't know how Thor managed to get a movie. It's like Thor's just kind of been like, kind of there. No one's like the biggest Thor fan. No one's over here like cosplaying as Thor. Not really.
Well, hey, don't offend the Thor fans.
Well, there are Thor fans out there, but I'm saying I'm speaking like in a majority sense.
Sure.
It's like people want to cosplay as Captain America, or people want to cosplay as Iron Man, or Hulk. Everyone knows the Hulk, but Thor, it's like not really. And it's not because Chris Hemsworth does a bad job. No, he does a great job.
Even long before then, nobody really knew.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, my first.
No, realistically, if you didn't own Ultimate Alliance, or you didn't watch the Ultimate Avengers movies,
or Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
No, even before I'm talking about like when we were children.
Right.
If you didn't own Ultimate Alliance, or you didn't watch the Ultimate Avengers, you had no media of Marvel with Thor in it. Not a movie, not a cartoon, nothing. He was in nothing.
Like, you knew of Thor, but like just like in real life, the Norse mythology of Thor. There was not the Marvel character.
Marvel had meeting Thor in absolutely no media. There was not a cartoon.
No.
And I think he showed up. He showed up in the episode of the old live action Incredible Hulk. I wasn't watching that shit. I wasn't watching that shit as a kid.
That was terrible.
As a kid, I was not watching that shit. I was watching, there was no Thor.
Right.
No Thor. Like, anywhere. Like, they didn't have him in shit. Right. I didn't know Thor was a Marvel character until I got Ultimate Avengers and I saw him come in and like I thought he was like, well, who's this guy? He said he's Thor and he smacked the shit out the Hulk. I was like, oh my god, he's Thor.
Another thing that's like part of me is like when I come to expect Thor, I expect him have to throw the hammer and say, have at thee. That kind of thing. Like,
I want that, like from Earth's Mightiest Heroes, basically.
Like from Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
That's what I want from Thor. Yeah.
Because like even with like the Thor-centric episodes of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, they had a certain feeling.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can say...
Even the score was different.
The score was different. The first
don't get me wrong. The Immigrant song was a good touch.
Oh, God. That was perfect for that song, for that movie.
That was a good touch. But the soundtrack, that was not a Thor movie soundtrack.
No. Because like I said, Thor should have like a certain feeling. I
actually, I will argue that's the best soundtrack for Thor.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like it just fit, even if it doesn't make sense or connect to the character at all. Like how they had the Iron Man song in the Iron Man movie, even though it has nothing to do with Iron Man.
Hey, don't fight it.
Yeah, you just kind of roll with it. It just fits the character.
Hammer of the gods.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, the reason why Thor Ragnarok was good is because it did not feel like a Thor movie. At least
no, you know what? I'll say this. because I've been thinking about this. It's been resonating on me, and I think I could actually say it. But I like Bruce Wayne more than I like Batman in Justice League. Outright.
Yeah, no,
because that was not Batman. Like no, Batman's not funny.
This was a very
Batman is not funny. Bruce Wayne can be funny.
Right.
Batman is not funny.
No, see, here's one thing I noticed when I went to see Justice League again.
Batman laughing should scare you. I'm being serious.
Right.
Batman laughing should scare you. Batman is not funny. He's not supposed to be funny.
No.
He's not funny at all.
And even when he's like being funny, he sounds so serious. It's mostly just like a sarcastic thing, or he'll just stare at someone.
No. I am not. I am not one of those fanboys who will overly praise Kevin Conroy's voice, but his performance I will.
It's like
I can do without the voice, but if you're gonna at least mimic something, mimic his demeanor as Batman.
Or like how he actually does change the voice from like Bruce Wayne to Batman, and you know, because he was like the first one to be like, why don't I change the voice? Like it should be different. Like if you take Adam West for example, his Bruce Wayne voice and his Batman voice were the same voice.
No, hopefully they don't do this again.
Now,
they basically Thorized Batman in Justice League. Do not do that again. I would. I don't. They do it again. I won't like. I didn't mind it, but thinking about it, I was like, yeah, Batman was way too funny. You know, now you realize I like Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne said a lot of really good shit. Like Alfred was like, man, I don't even recognize the role anymore. Bruce Wayne was like, I don't need to recognize it. I don't need to say it. Oh, like good, yes.
Right.
You know, or when basically he stopped being Batman for a second, he took Barry. He was like, yo, just go save like one person.
Right.
You know,
honestly, I felt he was talking to him like he was talking to like a Robin. It's like, you know, I know you're scared. You probably never did this before, but you know, I'm gonna make you a hero. Damn it.
Yeah. And Barry's like, how? He's like, just do it.
Just do it.
One person.
One person.
Mm-hmm. See, he's like, oh, what next? He's like, oh, you'll know.
You'll know. Like
and Barry's like, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Let me go help these.
See, here's the thing I noticed. They were mostly wearing their costumes throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, it's weird because normally, you know, they kind of get normal clothes. Like another person kind of had their costumes throughout the whole movie was Thor. You know, but that's Marvel. Like usually, in the other like Marvel movies, they kind of go out of costumes. Besides the Guardians, because that's why there's like only one outfit they have on. Everyone, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like everyone else on Earth. I mean.
Once they suit up, they never really took them off.
Right, they never really took it off, and even if they did, it was only like their masks, if they had masks.
Well, I think that's because that was supposed to symbolize that it was happening in one night.
Yeah. Right.
Was
it was happening in a matter of days.
Mm.
But see,
it's just we didn't need to see what they were doing when they weren't suited up.
See, I might say something that might piss people off, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It was better than the first Avengers movie. For this reason only. For this reason only. The action in Avengers did not happen till the ending of the movie. Justice League was action throughout because the problem was already there.
Iron Man versus Thor.
I didn't. Well, I mean, it's great. I'm not saying Avengers was bad. I'm just saying.
No, I get what you're saying. You know what? Avengers was kind of like the really slow burn with the really amazing payoff. Mm-hmm. It's like because nothing was happening in that entire movie. Granted, there was a lot, but here's what I call the Fantastic Four effect. Because I'll tell people Fantastic Four was a great movie because even though they did nothing, and people they didn't do anything the whole movie. Who cares? Their chemistry was so good; it was keeping you entertained.
The Chris Evans movies, right? With Human Torch, right?
The first one,
right?
The first one. They did nothing the whole movie, but just watching them interact and everything, and just live with their powers,
right,
was entertaining. Just watching, Iron Man come down, and he's like, oh, Captain. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, Mr. Stark. Right. It's just like, and they just talking to each other in the helicarrier, and Tony zapping Bruce with a fucking cattle prod. Just and this shit is happening, and this is great to see. And it wasn't until, they just... They got to the city where all the action was saved for the end of the movie.
Right.
All of it. Justice League kind of had action here, a little bit here, a little bit of there, a little bit of there, a little bit of there.
See, because the thing with Justice League was, okay, like the Chitauri and like the Parademons are basically the same thing. They're just kind of mindless enemies, and you just kind of just going, it's just something for the hero to do. Just to make it look like a big spectacle.
Basically.
But the difference is, the Parademons had more time than the Chitauri did. They really did.
Yeah.
And see, the thing with the Parademons, the problem was already there throughout the whole movie. It didn't wait till the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then the other thing was, the members of the Justice League, they didn't really have time to fight amongst each other because the shit was already hitting the fan. They kind of just had to just work together. They had no choice, and they already knew what the hell's going on. There was no time to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I would have liked to see more, like interactions, like, oh, I disagree with you. Or
I
blah,
guarantee
blah, blah.
you, in the
Jokes here and
extended
there.
cut is there.
Probably, definitely in the extended cut.
I guarantee you, the extended cut is there.
Right.
I guarantee
But I was
you,
like,
it's there.
I didn't need it. It's like not everything has. DC does not have to do everything Marvel does. They can be their own thing, and I'm happy that they're doing it.
Now, one thing. Better than the first one.
It was.
I don't know. I had to think about it. I had to actually sit on it.
Now I know
I had to let
you
that
have a
marinate.
bias towards Iron Man. And,
But I have a bias towards Batman too.
yeah.
Not as good as Batman, not as good as Iron Man. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. It was Justice League was so good because I damn near Henry Cavill's performance of Superman was so good. I loved it so. That opening shot.
It was borderline cheesy, but honestly,
I don't care.
We needed some cheese.
I don't care. That opening shot was fantastic. It hit me.
I swear, it was like if Christopher Reeve was in the modern day. It was like
hit
that.
me. And then even at the end, when he was like, "Well, you know what?" when he showed up to fight, he was just like, "Oh, I don't, I'm all about you, but I'm also all about justice." And,
Right.
And he was just like, "Oh, that was so terrible." And then watching him pick up that big building and save all the people.
Just to show
and I
off
was
against
like, it's Superman.
Or
I don't know.
I
I have to think about it. But then again, Iron Man, everything Iron Man did in Avengers was fantastic.
No, Iron Man was definitely the best part of that movie. Hell, he's the one that delivered the whole line of like, we can't save the world, we'll damn sure avenge it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great line. He stood up to Loki. No powers, no suit. Literally just walked up to him, just like, we're gonna stop you. And it was just like, Loki, you're not gonna.
Iron Man's a badass.
Right, Iron Man's a badass.
Tony's fucking awesome because of the lesson he learned in Iron Man 3. This is why
Iron Man 2 or
no, wait, my bad. No. Oh wow, that was even before the lesson like Iron Man 3. So he had balls before Iron Man 3.
No, he definitely had balls before 3. Because he knew, it's like, if Loki was going to kill him, he would have been dead. He wouldn't have waited for a conversation.
No, he would have did when they first fought the first time.
Exactly.
The very first time when he showed up, making move reindeer games.
Right, exactly. See, Loki, he's not a big brute. He's not just going to, kill you unless he really thinks...
No, he has a plan.
He can get the what's it called? Sneak up on you. Get the better of you, catch you off guard. That's when Loki will attack. If you are facing him, ready to
Plus,
fight,
Loki's fucking hard to kill.
He's not gonna attack you.
Loki died like 3 times in the MCU.
Yeah, but he's not a fool. Loki always tries to be one step ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So even then, it's like same thing with the whole conversation with Iron Man. He's like, I could kill you now,
what?
but it's like I'm not going to.
Loki's another one. I have a problem with Loki. I love his performance, but wear your fucking horn hat, asshole.
I mean,
like Thor too. A lot of Marvel, I piss off because they don't really put the wow in the superhero attire. It looks very kind of like I hate using the word, but like a realistic approach to it.
Right.
And I'm like,
Thor only wore his helmet for 5 seconds in the first movie, and for like 5 minutes in 3.
It's just
did not wear it on too.
And I'm just like, I'm not saying you have to go full fucking classic blue tights, but I'm just put some pizzazz in. That's one thing I appreciate these DC movies for. They just one of them looks fantastic. The whole movie should look fantastic. No matter my problems with the movie, the whole time the visuals are just like wow. Just
From
wow.
that first picture of Batman, I was surprised. For the first time, they did not just go straight up black. They actually did black and gray.
Black and gray.
Like actual Batman from the comics. And I'm just like, wow, that's
nice.
It's nice because they haven't done it before.
You have to admit, Peter's suit is so sick in Homecoming.
It is. I like the
And the
Homecoming.
toys.
I like the Homecoming suit. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the web wings. I still would not. I would not want the whole Iron Man Jarvis thing in the suit.
No.
I don't like it.
Karen? Was that her name?
Karen. No. Yeah, no, it is Karen. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Karen's cool and all. She grew on me, but I would still prefer him to not have it. You know what I mean?
I don't know why he has a deadly assault mode.
Right.
I don't know why he has that.
Yeah. No, I would rather.
Well, I think I get it. I know for you it had to be the fact that the story's message of him being a Spider-Man, not the suit being a Spider-Man.
Right.
It was actually portrayed through the suit.
The second half of the movie, when Iron Man took the suit, is when it truly felt like Spider-Man to me. Oh, that's the honest.
Before then,
truth
it was a movie about a kid clowning around.
Right, because I swear.
Because he was a movie about a kid clowning around.
I swear, it's like, okay, yeah, they didn't touch upon Uncle Ben at all.
Ooh, it's funny. That had the adverse effect.
What do you mean?
Well, like Wonder Woman, the whole point, it was supposed to capture like just that feeling of like power and hope, right?
Right.
And it did. But I hated it. And Spider-Man was supposed to capture that childlike innocence of Spider-Man,
right.
but while he still comes and be the hero and that hopeful
the coming
feeling.
of age.
Yeah, and they did. But she hated it. So it's just like it
like,
proves that the movie itself still needs to be entertaining for the person watching it.
Right.
Regardless of if it's done well, because you're not saying Spider-Man is a bad movie.
No. I mean, it's definitely better than Spider-Man 3. That's and. You know, for most people, it's better than Amazing Spider-Man 2 because, you know, everyone hated Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't hate it as much as other people do. I still enjoy it because Andrew just did a great job in that performance.
You know what?
Yeah. That's the best thing about that movie. His costume is still the best Spider-Man costume from Amazing Spider-Man 2. They just nailed it. They really did.
And that one scene when he fixed that kid's little thingy.
That was so Spider-Man, I swear.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, what's cool? You made a little windmill. That's so cool." Like, my name is Spider-Man.
It was so Spider-Man.
That's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man right there. And it's like they would say, "Oh, they never did it." I'm like, "No, they would do it." Like in Spider-Man 2, for example, when he was swinging with the pizzas and just happened to save those kids, you know, and he's like, "Hey, kids, no playing on the streets." It's like, that's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But it's like some people, it's like they just flew over their heads or they ignore it. I don't know.
But I guess that's the part of the character that resonates the most with you, right?
It is.
You know what? The part of Wonder Woman that resonates the most with me is how strong she is. I'm gonna lie, I'm an action junkie. I don't give a shit about the empowerment she provides people because I expect that from her hero. You know what I mean? Like I get my dose of that from Superman. If I want to be
the hope and the inspiration.
Wonder Woman, I need her to fuck people up. Like I need that to happen.
I want the warrior side of you, not the inspiration.
I love Wonder Woman because she'll come at dudes with a sword and a shield. I need her to fuck people up, and if that's not happening, I did not get what I want.
Like with those terrorists in the museum, she's just coming over here, speed punch,
oh
and there's a dude with the machine gun just about to straight up just murder all the hostages. And she just.
I was like, where was this? I was like, where was this? And she did it in 20 seconds.
She did. In 20 seconds, no
less. She did it in 20 seconds. Listen, I'm not... There was nothing for me in Wonder Woman as a second time around. Nothing. I could watch that part where she liberated the town because it showed the power of Wonder Woman.
Right.
Everything else, I was just like...
See?
Okay.
Honestly, okay, I don't know who they're going to do for Wonder Woman 2. I mean... For me, I personally want...
Giganta.
No, not Giganta.
I want Giganta so bad.
Part of me wants Giganta, but it's like, it's not gonna work.
Could you imagine Wonder Woman flying and punching Giganta in the middle of New York or something?
It's one of those realities and expectation. It's like, the expectation, you would want Giganta, but the reality is, they're probably gonna go with Cheetah. And it's like, Cheetah's not a bad villain. She is straight up, that's a fist fight with Cheetah. It really is. And that's, honestly, you can't deny that's what you want. You want action from Wonder Woman. And it's balls to the wall, fisticuffs.
But Catgirl.
Her sword is not going to... Cheetah's claws do damage. They really do.
I mean, she could cut
She can cut body parts off. It's like...
No, it's not that she's not a threat. It's just... Cheetah is every bit as much to me as the lizard is to me. I'm just like, you're a giant lizard. I'm just like,
honestly,
because look, here's the thing: if I was a super, you couldn't fucking pay me to fight the lizard. I don't give a fuck what he's doing. The lizard's in the sewers,
but he's a good man, though. He's Curt Connors.
What I mean is, I'm not about to go attack a giant fucking lizard, like vermin, a giant rat. Kill yourself. Why would I go fight that?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. That's one of those Spider-Man things where it's just like, This was in the first episode of the animated series. I know you weren't a big fan of it because it's rushed as hell or whatever. But the first episode where he fought the lizard was in the first episode.
I love it for what it is.
He was in the first episode. This is literally dialogue from like the show or whatever. He was like, why do I always have to go to the sewers? You don't see the Avengers in the sewers. You don't see the Defenders in the sewers. Like, why me? Well, maybe the Hulk you'll find in the sewers, but it's like Spider-Man is the street hero, but yes, he can cross over with like the big space heroes or whatever, the big guys.
I will say that episode, Spider-Man animated series, the one when he worked for Daredevil, was like one of the greatest superhero cartoon episodes ever. I just wish it wasn't so ran through. It was like 30 minutes long and so much happened.
Now imagine this. Imagine if Kingpin wasn't in the series prior to that episode. Imagine how rushed it would have been then.
True. Yeah.
Because he was introduced in the first episode.
I just went to rewatch it again recently, and I was like, this episode was not 30 minutes long, and lo and behold, this episode was 30 minutes long.
Yeah, no, but see, even with those 30 episodes, they ran through Daredevil's backstory pretty, accurate,
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And that's the thing, that's what pisses me off, because I don't feel like they don't use their time effectively. Like, that Carnage Saga... But all the information, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
But it's like, okay.
It's just going 100 miles an hour.
See, here's the thing I say about the animated series. It's like, it was the most censored out of all the Marvel shows in the 90s. But they still managed to tell the stories from the comics mostly accurate. Yeah, they changed a few words here. They couldn't say radioactive. They used neogenics or some crap. But still, they managed to tell the stories from the comics pretty accurately. And... for children, or even adults. Adults can still appreciate it. Yeah, the show is rushed, but they still managed to tell these stories in a timely manner. And it wasn't like, for example, like the Justice League cartoon where everything's 2 parts.
No, I'm sorry. I can't watch the first Justice League cartoon anymore. I will watch Spider-Man before I watch that, dude. Honestly. Justice League Unlimited, that's my shit. That's great. Great cartoon. The first Justice League, I can't watch it. Everything is a 2-parter. I'm sorry. I would rather sit here and watch, 4 sagas of Spider-Man